2008 City Golf. The problem is that when you lock the vehicle and you try to go into the trunk, you can open the trunk and the alarm will go on. Usual cause is broken wires, as you can see. And the other telltale, when you close it, there's no motor function. You can see there's a blue and green, and there's a blue and green here, but the green is broken. So we're just gonna, for testing purposes, touch them together. Now when we use the trunk, you can see it moving. We're going to close it now and it should extend, which it does. And now when we arm it, car is armed, we're going to unlock just the trunk. It moved, I can unlock it and it doesn't alarm, and then when I latch it, it's going to lock again. Okay, so we're going to need a wiring harness. Trying to fix the wiring in here is not going to be effective. It may work for a little while, but because it's constantly kinking, you can see other wires that are about to break. This black one, black and blue, and this brown one is about to break too. So you need a wiring harness in the back. When you install aftermarket crank sensors, sometimes they don't want to push into place. This is a non-Bosch one, customer supplied, so I had a bit of a difficulty pushing it into place even though the bore was nice and clean. So you take a pry bar and you place it against the sensor and you lever it, use that starter bolt or no, it's a starter bolt, yeah. Use the starter bolt as a levering fulcrum, levering point, fulcrum point, and then you can pop it into place until it's seated nicely. Hard to see here. Yeah. Nicely seated. So that should be it. Tip of the day, tip of the week. Other than that, use genuine parts and you won't have that problem. Okay. A little higher. Okay. There we go. Plastic cut right into the cooler. Right along there. See it?
Yeah.
Ever since you guys worked on it, my intercooler is leaking. Well, I call BS. It's worn through here. There's a nice big hole right there. And there's a hole right there. There's a hole right there. So basically what happened is that this is the air ducting that's under the bumper, and that directs airflow, and you can see how it sits against the cooler at the bottom. So he had prior accident repair in that front left corner, front right corner, and basically what's happening, this spot over time just started eating away on the cooler. So it wasn't something we did. intermittent misfire. I think it's flagging number 2 cylinder. I got the light off right now because I'm hoping to see sparks. I can hear sparks, but I don't see it. I sprayed in the wire set for the ignition coil. There it is. You can see a little bit of arcing there. Right there. So it needs the ignition coil and wires. We just use a water bottle. It has a bit of ammonia in it. And all we do is we spray the coil and the wires, and then we watch for sparks. If it doesn't affect engine RPM, then it's not an ignition problem, or most likely not. Yeah, I've replaced a lot of fuel filters, even though the dealer says they're good for the life of the vehicle. Well, again, no, sorry. It depends on the make and model. But this is the first fuel filter that I've seen, which it looks like it's leaking from behind here. This bracket that holds it or secures it, I think it's chewing into the filter. I'm not 100% sure because the return line looks good, and all the other lines, the feed lines, sorry, on my cell phone here, they all look good. So I'm gonna take off this rusty nut if I can get it off. Most likely it's gonna snap, and see where the leak is. I'll update later. Okay, so what you do is you drill the head off of the screw or the bolt, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, because the screwdriver didn't hold anymore, and then you're left with this stubby. Use pliers. It's still too tight, but use pliers to remove it. 1 second. You can get in there. Even if you can't get it out, no big deal. You put the filter in place here, and then you use a tie strap and just wrap it around here. It'll keep the filter closed or secure enough. Works good. Found your leak. When you're a little bit impatient, wanting the paint to dry, you let the drill do the air drying for you. Kawasaki green. 2008 Audi A4 2-liter. Just drilled a hole here. It's first time draining right here, and they both stopped already. And this is the normal amount that I would say is normal. I'm just gonna put it in a container. Pretty cold temperatures, so it's not really running very good, but you can see it's hardly anything. This is the passenger side. Hardly anything. So this is what I would consider normal during the first drain here. This thing only has 80,000 some odd kilometers, low mileage, just like the other one. So the other one definitely has an issue, most likely the valve cover, as pointed out by one of my followers. I'll put the link in the description. Thanks. 2000 BR6 heater core flange. A little flange back here. It was leaking. This is what it looks like. And you can sort of see, where is it? If you look inside the little rubber O-ring, it's got a flat spot on it. That's where it was seeping out. Holding this with one hand, can't really zoom in. I'll try again here. I think it was leaking right down there. Easy enough to change. I'll have a video about it this Sunday. Thanks for watching. Eurovan 2000 something, I think it was. Rear hatch does not operate when the power locks are activated or central locking. Sorry, I forgot to turn on the flash. This is the actuator rod that's supposed to attach here. There's a crack in this little plastic lever, so it doesn't hold. Let me see if it'll hold right now. I'm gonna press unlock and unlock. Okay, yeah, you can see there's a crack here. Focus. So eventually it pops out. I'm gonna try to find a new clip here, put it back together. Panel comes off quite easy. Just some screws holding it. There's a screw here and along here, same on the other side, and there's a few here, and then the whole panel comes off. It's not too bad. These expansion bottles are common to leak. Usually you see crusty coolant around it, but when you see a bottle with a crack all along the side, that's probably due to an overheating condition. Either it ran low on coolant because the bottle was leaking, or because of something else. Don't really see too much in terms of a bottle issue here, aside from the big crack. So we'll put a new one in and see if the thermostat opens, see if there's any other issues, as in overheating. So I decided to do the thermostat housing as well. You can see how crusty it's looking. And look at the plastic, whatever that is, that came out from the radiator outlet. That stuff was floating in here. I'm not sure where it's from. Thermostat is easy to get to, so I might as well do that at this time. Once it's back together, we'll see if there's anything else. And as with any overheating condition, you gotta let the customer know that there's no way of knowing what else is gonna go down the road. A lot of the stuff could be compromised. Some of these hoses, any type of plastic flange could be compromised in terms of a weaker and blow down the road. Best part of Coors Light for me, it's one of those beers you can drink all night long when you're at a party and not worry about passing out. Unlike some of these other guys that drink all this hard liquor, which makes them susceptible to face painting and other things. It's the worst I've seen it. No buses are running, they're all getting stuck. There's like an inch of snow, ice on the ground. I've only seen one snowplow. It's crazy. 9 a.m. before work starts. You gotta clear the driveway and the sidewalk. Lots more to go. Schöne Arbeit. Zuerst sauber machen, dann kann die richtige Arbeit anfangen. Am I a bit red in the face? To me it looks like I'm red in the face. Gotta shovel snow first for an hour before starting actual work. Had a nice snowstorm again last night, but it's nice. You know, we're gonna have a white Christmas this year. Awesome.